Hello beautiful people, Daniel Rodriguez here. It's time to review another episode of DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 4, titled White Knights. This is a spoiler review. Make sure you have seen the episode. Anyway, it should take me less than 2 minutes to recap the episode, give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new to my channel, I review other shows, man. Arrow, Flash, Walking Dead, just finished X-Files, a lot of different shows, man. I review movies weekly. Just reviewed Zoolander 2 and How to Be Single. They're non-spoiler reviews, man, so I'm not spoiling nothing for you. In the next few days, or when you're watching this, man, I have the Witch review coming up, man. Eddie the Eagle, 999, Risen, Race. I mean, so much more movie reviews coming, man. Gods of Egypt, check it out on the channel, man, when you have the time. So, let's get right to it, man. Legends of Tomorrow. Here we go, Season 1, Episode 4, White Knights. So, first off, we see the Pentagon, man. They're in the 80s. Rip Hunter and the team. You got the Pentagon. They end up heading in there. There's a massive fight going on. It's very much a disaster because they ended up going to steal something in the Pentagon. They're there to do something, and it ends up basically making a very headlines as breaking into the Pentagon. The Soviet Union, we're like in this Cold War era time. The Kronos is back, man, and he ended up doing a crash landing. So, one thing that's amazing about this is Rip Hunter gives Captain Cold and Ray this language device. You swallow it, and now you could understand different languages. You could talk any language, man. That's a really cool device. So they're speaking Russian. Ray talks to this scientist, a very beautiful lady scientist, of course. And Snart does it better, man. Snart comes and he just ends up, "You're freaking her out, Raymond. Let me do it." You know how Captain Cold talks, and he's just like, "Cold night, isn't it?" And then just goes right on to just walking with her. "Let me take you home. I'll walk you. Shall we?" So they do that. So Kronos is supposedly dead, man. This Time Master talks to Rip Hunter. Sarah is training with Kendra. Very intense fighting, man. Very intense training. So Time Master tricks Rip Hunter. Kronos is alive, and there's this fight going on, I believe, in the woods when this happens. It's a fight in the woods. Jax ends up getting injured in the fight, and he ended up having like a fight with Stein, like words, words hurt, man. Words damage you, man, mentally, not physically, unless you hurt yourself. But of course, Jax and Stein, to get into it, he's like, "You know what, old man?" Jax goes on it, and Stein is like, "You're a fool, Jax. You know that. You're very much a fool." "Ah, yes, you are." I always love doing that, man. Victor Garber, man. So, fight with Stein. Soviets are trying to build their own firestorm, and there's more training going on between Kendra and Sarah. Stein touches this radiation ball, and Snart is caught. They're in this factory, man. Ray is caught as well. So their plan is ruined. They're trying to get this atom sort of radiation sort of thing. And this Stein's caught as well. Snart escaped the factory, but Mick and Stein are in this gulag now, of course, in Russia. I think Russia, obviously. So they're in the gulag now. Yes. In prison, basically. So, what did I think about this episode overall, guys, of White Knights? First off, let me give you the good stuff, the pros, man. The effects in here, man. The effects are fantastic. Love the effects, man. The whole Stein touching the ball and everything. That was really awesome. I mean, the Pentagon effects. I mean, literally, especially, I felt like they were trying to copy Star Wars The Force Awakens when the Rip Hunter ship, Wave Rider or whatever, when they were like, shoo, they were flying in time and space, and Kronos was like, I felt like they were trying to do some sort of like Star Wars thing, which is okay. I'm not like, but there was like a flip and everything, and I was like, that kind of, and the way the music's going, I'm like, that's straight out of Star Wars, Force Awakens, bruh. Cut the engine right now, But I enjoyed it, man. I think the effects really look great on TV, man. Stein as well, Victor Garber, fantastic, always bringing a lot of emotion in there. Definitely with him against Jax, very fantastic scene. Snart's seduction, man. Snart's way of going into the women, man, and definitely he does it very well, very smooth. Like, I like that a lot. The fight and the choreography between Kendra and Sarah, definitely their training, that was fun to see. Always like to see a little training, because Kendra was down during the episode, and then Sarah was down during the episode, wasn't it? I believe Sarah was down, and Kendra was like, why don't we just fight? So, I mean, both ways, man, and they ended up, they're great fighters in the training. I thought that was really good. Very cool to see them doing that. As well as the language devices. Very cool tech, man. I never would have thought about that in 100 years. That was really cool, some tech. So the cons about this episode, the ending of the episode where they're stuck in the gulag, because it's basically like, I wish every Legends of Tomorrow episode just kind of, alright, you finish the story, go to the next one. But this is like a part one of a part two, basically, when you think about it. So White Knight is like part one of another episode. So basically the ending leads you to where we're still in rush hour, we're still going to the, we gotta continue this storyline. You could have just finished it in one episode, but you have to drag it on, man. The Time Master guy was so boring. I mean, literally. Because it's predictable. The Time Master comes out, Rip Hunter, we can make a deal. All this will restore the timeline. You get to go home. They get to go home. Everything's all nice and shiny and fine. Bullshit. Yeah, you're gonna end up doing something to Rip Hunter. And Rip Hunter's like baiting it, like, well, he's an old friend. He will help us. He will restore the timeline. No, he won't. It's so predictable. It's one of those TV predictable moments, honestly. As well as just stupid decisions are made in here, man. Like, a lot of stupid decisions between, like, Snart and the factory and Ray and everything. Like, Snart was like, don't do it. She'll kill me anyway, Raymond. Don't do it. And, like, Ray ends up turning off, like, the fusion machine or whatever. Like, stupid decisions. Because Ray has to play the hero every time. Snart was like, don't do it. And then, of course, Ray does it. And heroes, bruh. That's what they do. So, overall, I'm going to end up giving this episode of White Knights a B-, man, for Legends of Tomorrow. I thought it was good. Wasn't great, man, but it definitely has some entertaining things in there, and definitely some parts I really didn't like that whole Time Master thing in Kronos. Like, Kronos is dead. No, he's not. We didn't see him die, so he crash landed. No, he's not. Very predictable things, man. It really didn't hit you there in that spot. But then again, the action scenes, the Pentagon scene was pretty cool as well. Sarah and Kendra training, that was really cool. So you have some cool things, some redeemable things, and then some things that were just kind of rotting on the ground. So comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this Legends of Tomorrow episode. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. You want to support the channel? Hit that subscribe button. Bye-bye.